What's going on, guys? So I'm just heading into Geelong to pick up Kel, as she has had to do a glucose blood test thing for the pregnancy this morning, where she had to fast last night. Well, effectively she just had to go to bed and not have any breakfast when she got up, but she's having her blood, insulin, glucose response, whatever it is, tested to see if she has prenatal diabetes. I've forgotten the name. Gestational diabetes, I think it is, where the baby grows too fast because it's getting too much glucose. I assume that's what it is. Anyway, so I have to go pick her up. She's had to have her blood taken. I think they made her drink some potion full of sugar. Well, I don't know, like 3 times, and then they test her the glucose levels and insulin response in her blood. Anyway, today I wanted to get on here and tell you, or talk to you, maybe do an exercise with you guys, but I wanted to sort of make you guys think about why your English isn't improving, right? So, like, obviously if you're listening to this, your English is really good. You're at a very good level, but it's very common that we all plateau when learning languages, right? And I noticed this happen with Portuguese. At home, it's a frustrating thing, and it's almost like it feels like you're walking through, molasses sometimes, something very viscous, something very sticky, and so it gets harder and harder to make those gains that you want, and you have to push harder and harder and harder. So today I wanted to sort of be accountable to you guys and talk about why my Portuguese hasn't improved, and not make excuses, but do the inverse, right? Do the opposite, where I show you why, or I talk about why it's not improving, and then hopefully have you guys think about why your English isn't improving. And this will obviously help you think about what you could be doing better, right? You could think about what you need to be focusing on. So let me start, okay? My Portuguese is not improving because I don't spend enough time in Portuguese, listening to Portuguese, watching Portuguese TV, reading in Portuguese. Even though I'm learning Portuguese, I still find myself quite often falling back onto English, even when I'm just reading something on Wikipedia, or when I'm watching, YouTube videos about a certain topic that I probably could find in Portuguese. So that's one excuse that I don't want to use. It's that I don't spend enough time in the language, and I need to do more of that, and I know this. My Portuguese is also not improving because I talk about the same things with my wife constantly, and I don't bring up challenging topics. I don't talk about new subjects as often as I probably could. I shy away from conversations that would be difficult, and maybe I switch into English sometimes with her because I know her English is better than my Portuguese, and we can have that discussion a little easier if I just use the easiest language. So I know that that's holding my Portuguese back at times. My Portuguese isn't improving as well because I listen to too many podcasts in English. That's another one. When I'm exercising, when I'm walking, when I am out of the house, when I'm in the car driving and I'm listening to podcasts, I still keep finding English podcasts, and I'm not pushing myself to listen to more in Portuguese. So that probably overlaps with my first excuse. My Portuguese isn't improving because I'm not forcing myself to learn more grammar. I'm not forcing myself to learn more vocabulary, so that when I do read things or watch things in Portuguese, I'm not analysing, I'm not actively pulling it apart to try and focus on the new words, or the words that I may recognise but don't necessarily know how to use. So I know that I could improve my Portuguese better or faster if I spent more time analysing the new words, new vocabulary, new slang, new expressions that I do come across, that I do see, right? And it's one thing that quite often you get to a level where you can express yourself well enough, but you don't iron out, you don't polish off all those sort of rough edges, right? You don't try and nail the grammar because you know you can get away with saying things incorrectly. So I find that in Portuguese I do that too, where even though I know I'm making a mistake, I'll still keep making the same mistake because I know I'll be understood. So that's one thing. Another reason my Portuguese isn't improving is because I keep making the same mistakes despite knowing they're mistakes, because I know I'll be understood. What else? And I'm just doing this on the fly. I'm just trying to think of this as I drive in to get Cal. My Portuguese isn't improving fast enough because I'm not writing very much in Portuguese. So I talk every now and then on Facebook with friends, but that's probably the only writing I really do. It's in instant messages. I don't sit down, I don't put time aside to write about certain topics, to write a diary, to write, say, short essays about certain topics that I'm interested in. So that's another thing that I could do. I could probably work on my writing a little more often. I also don't really focus on, the grammar that I don't use very often, right? And I guess this overlaps again with not working on my mistakes. I don't investigate areas that I don't use very often, but every now and then I do use, that I know that I'm doing incorrectly or that I could improve upon, right? Using those hard tenses like would have done or had been, those sorts of things, or the equivalent of those in Portuguese. I know that I could be doing that better. Anyway, guys, that's probably enough of me talking. So I want you to sit there now, and the exercise can be that you repeat after me the phrase, my English isn't improving because, and then I want you to finish that with whatever it is, a sentence. Obviously finish that sentence in English, and I want you to list out loud now the reasons why you think your English isn't improving. Okay, so repeat after me. My English isn't improving because. What's the reason? I want to hear some reasons, all right? Use this as an exercise to practice your speaking. My English isn't improving because I... So have a think. What is it that you're not doing that you know you should be doing? What should you be doing? What should I be doing? My English isn't improving at the moment because I don't read enough, I don't listen enough, I don't speak enough. What is it that you need to work on, right? We all know those areas that we suck at most. So my English isn't improving at the moment because I... Alright, good work. That's probably enough. But hopefully this has helped you think about which areas of your English need work, which areas of your English you know you need to work on, right? Often we need to force ourselves to sit down and actually do the hard work. And hopefully it's given you a bit of motivation to do that now. So let me know in a comment below, guys, what's your weakest point in English, and what is an aspect of your English that you know, I should be working on this, but I'm not at the moment, that you know that you're going to now, okay? Let me know in a comment below, and I'll chat to you guys later. Peace!